This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Thursday, June 12th, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. London-based energy company BP announced this week that it is pausing efforts to develop so-called blue hydrogen at its oil refinery in Whiting. The company said the decision was led by several factors, including a lack of certainty for long-term federal government support for low-carbon hydrogen. Blue hydrogen is produced by converting natural gas into carbon dioxide and hydrogen, with the CO2 being stored underground. The Whiting refinery had been identified as the site to produce the hydrogen as part of the Midwest Alliance for Clean Hydrogen, or MACH-H2, which was selected in 2023 by the Biden administration to receive up to $1 billion to develop a clean hydrogen hub. However, BP said other factors in its decision to pause the hydrogen project included a slow-developing hydrogen market in the Midwest and uncertainty created by current economic conditions. Warsaw-based OrthoWorx has promoted one of its own to lead the Orthopedic Industry Advancement Organization. Ryan Christner, who was executive director of the organization's Orthopedic Industry Retention Initiative, has been appointed president and CEO. He succeeds Bob Vito, who announced in April that he was resigning to take a new position at Fort Wayne-based Ambassador Enterprises. Hallmark Home Mortgage in Fort Wayne is set to be acquired by one of the nation's largest mortgage lenders, Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. The announcement did not provide financial terms, nor did it say when the deal is expected to close. Hallmark has branches in Indianapolis as well as Brownsburg, Plainfield, Columbus, Elkhart, Kendallville, Lafayette, and South Bend. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
Executives at Indianapolis-based Allison Transmission say the company's planned $2.7 billion acquisition of the off-highway business unit of Ohio-based Dana Incorporated will bring a boost to the company's global footprint. During a conference call with investors this morning, CEO David Graziosi said the deal aligns with the company's strategic priority to expand into emerging markets.
One of the challenges that we've had as a business is really accessing certain markets for growth. So part of this transaction is attractive to us, to answer your question on commercial opportunities, is having a platform to actually be in market, so to speak, and certainly with some developments earlier this year in terms of tariffs and non-tariff barriers. This transaction opens up and mitigates, from our perspective, a number of those barriers.
The company said the deal would create approximately $120 million in annual cost savings and boost net sales by nearly $3 billion. Dana's off-highway business operates in more than 25 countries and employs about 11,000 people. Hoping to foster more avenues for small business growth, the Economic Development Corporation Michigan City is eyeing an innovation center and seeking public input. The innovation center would seek to help new startups and smaller businesses get off the ground with space for offices, labs, and more. The EDC says the center could feature research space, conference rooms, event space, childcare areas, and a variety of programming. Details on a potential location or budget for the center were not released. Investors who lost money to an Indiana pickleball businessman will be able to take legal action to recover their losses following a bankruptcy court ruling that leaves the entrepreneur personally on the hook for more than $47 million in debt.
Rodney Grubbs, owner of All About Pickleball LLC, which operated under the name Pickleball Rocks, agreed to waive his rights on a bankruptcy discharge of his debt earlier this month after a federal investigation by the U.S. Trustee Program. That means the hundreds of individuals who invested money with Grubbs are no longer barred from pursuing payments once the Chapter 7 bankruptcy case concludes. Federal officials say Grubbs solicited millions of dollars in investments from pickleball players and enthusiasts across the country, offering promissory notes with, quote, guaranteed interest rates of 10% or higher. But when many of those notes went unpaid, a group of investors forced him into bankruptcy in December of 2023. During a hearing in the bankruptcy case, Grubbs admitted under oath that he used new investors' money to repay earlier ones, according to a release from the U.S. Department of Justice. His financial disclosures reveal just under $1.6 million in assets against more than $47 million in unsecured liabilities owed to hundreds of individual creditors. Although the bankruptcy case remains open, the waiver ruling effectively reopens the door for civil action. I'm Mark Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
World Food Champion Colin Hilton is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.